Hi there, today I'm going to be reacting to Lana Del Rey's new album, Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? So if you weren't already aware, I've made videos on all of the singles and I've loved every one of them. I'm really excited for this. Whenever my favorite artists put out new albums, I do get a little bit nervous before listening to them because I want to like them so badly, so I do feel like weirdly anxious right now, but I'm excited to get into it. We'll get into track number 1, which is The Grants. I won't spend too long on the songs that I've already made videos on, but I'll listen to them just to get the full experience. Yeah. I won't make this intro too long because this is a very long album. As always, feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to follow me on social media if you're interested. And this whole album reaction will be up uncut on Patreon.
Your family made, but do you think about heaven?
It's just such a pretty song.
Is your memory, and I'm gonna take mine of you with me. I'm gonna take mine of you with me.
I think I said this in my original video on this song, but this song is definitely the type of thing that grows on you. Like, I don't think I fully appreciated it on first listen. I definitely loved it, but I love it even more now. I just feel like the instrumentation is just so lush and so beautiful. It just sounds gorgeous.
So many rivers so long, but I'm doing the hard stuff. I'm doing my time. I'm doing it for us, for our family life. Do you think about heaven when you leave?
And I love the background vocals. Sounds so good. I love the way it builds up. Gorgeous song.
And I wanna take mine of you with me. I'm gonna take mine of you with me. Yeah, I'm gonna take mine of you with me. Like Rocky Mountain High, the way Jon Batiste sings. It's a beautiful life. Remember that too for me.
So once again, I love the lyrics of that song. I love the I'm gonna take mine of you with me. I think that that's a really sweet sentiment. I love the way that that song builds up. It feels really heavenly. I feel like the choir makes me feel like I'm like ascending when I listen to it. Yeah, beautiful song. I think it's a perfect opener. I'm so glad she chose that as the opener. It feels very fitting. Let's get into track number 2. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard?
Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? Mosaic ceilings, painted tiles on the wall.
I love the strings in this one.
I'm
never gonna shut up about strings.
Like my body, my soul. Open me up, tell me you like it. Fuck me to death, love me until I love myself. There's a tunnel under Ocean
First of all, the "fuck me to death" line is still iconic. Also, I think that the meaning of this song went completely over my head the first time I listened to it. I like the tunnel under Ocean Boulevard being kind of a metaphor for herself and worrying about being forgotten.
There's a girl who sings Hotel California, not because she loves the notes or sounds that sound like Florida. Oh man, when's it gonna be my turn? Don't forget me. When's it gonna be my turn? Open me up, tell me you like me. I just wish I had a friend like him, someone to give me back. Running in my back, what's running my ear? Come on, baby, you can try, but I can't. When's it gonna be my turn? Don't forget me. Like the tunnel under Ocean Boulevard. Don't forget
I love the way that the song just like explodes and opens up on that "Don't Forget Me." So good.
Don't forget me. Like the tunnel under Ocean Boulevard.
I feel like the instrumentation on the first two tracks are just so beautiful. They sound so lush and just so heavenly. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying the word heavenly, but they just sound so fucking good. I'm excited to get into Sweet, which is the first song that I haven't heard yet. I do have my lyrics, so I will be following along, but keep in mind that lyrics usually go over my head when I listen to Lana for the first time, so go easy on me. I'm gonna try to follow along. Let's get into Sweet.
Stars in my eyes, hiking up Griffith, thinking about who said and what didn't get said in the Midwest.
Sounds so good.
What you don't really understand, I've got magic in my hand, stars in my eyes. I'm a different kind of woman. If you want some basic bitch, go to the Beverly Center and find her. I'm sweet. If you wanna go where nobody goes, that's where you'll find me. In the sweet North Country. If I'm not there, come to my house on Genesee.
I just saw that this song interpolates Wait for Life, which I really love. I've been loving that song lately. I forget where I put it in my Lana ranking, but I've been listening to it a lot recently and I love that song. I love on this album so far how front and center her vocals feel. She sounds gorgeous. I love that.
Do you want children? Do you want to marry me? Do you want to run marathons in Long Beach by the sea? I've got things to do like nothing at all. I want to do them with you. Do you want to do them with me? You can find me where no one will be. In the woods somewhere, in the north, in the heart of a valley. In the sweet North Country.
Is it weird that I just teared up a little bit at the thought that we have new Lana music? I love the part where she says, I've got things to do like nothing at all. I want to do them with you. Do you want to do them with me? Beautiful song. Simple but effective. The song is very sweet. I love how intimate and honest it feels. I love the instrumentation on it. Like the first two, Love the piano. Like I said, she can do piano ballads for the rest of her career. I'm perfectly happy with that. I think she excels in that kind of music. Love the strings as always. Yeah, I let's move on to A&W, which I have obviously already heard. Again, won't comment on it too much, but let's give it a listen. I feel like I'm like so overwhelmed right now. And I've only heard one new song, so this is gonna be interesting.
I haven't done a cartwheel since I was 9. I haven't seen my mother in a long, long time. I mean, look at me, look at the length of my hair, my face, the shape of my body.
By the way, this is my favorite single so far, so keep that in mind. I love this song. Love those harmonies. It's just a perfect song, really.
It's not about having someone to love me anymore. This is the experience of being an American whore. I'm a princess, I'm divisive. Ask me why I'm like this. Maybe I'm just kinda like this. I don't know, maybe I'm just like this. I say I live in Rosemead, really I'm at the Ramada.
By the way, I know that everyone like lost their minds over the Jimmy part of this song, which is understandable. I totally get it. But I actually feel like I prefer the first part of this song. I love both, but I just feel like I'm gonna keep saying the word beautiful. The beginning of this song is just so pretty, and the lyrics are obviously incredible. Yeah, I really love the first part of this song, but I get why people love the second part too.
I mean, look at my hair, look at the length of it and the shape of my body. If I told you that I was lame, do you really think that anybody would think I didn't ask for it? I didn't ask for it. Won't testify, I already fucked up my story. On top of this, so many other things you can't believe. I'm invisible, I'm invisible, I'm a ghost now, look how they got me. It's not about having someone to love me anymore. Okay. Now this is the experience of being an
I love her.
American
Oh, okay.
It's not about having someone to love me anymore.
I love her like little spoken word ad-libs in the back. I think they're so cute. That part sounds so Jack Antonoff.
Jimmy, Jimmy, cocoa, Jimmy, Jimmy, ride. Jimmy, Jimmy, cocoa, Jimmy, give me high. Love me if you live enough, you can be my life. Jimmy only love me when you wanna get high.
Also, totally missed the NFR sample here the first time I heard it, which is a little bit embarrassing.
Jimmy, Jimmy, cocoa, Jimmy, Jimmy, ride. Jimmy, Jimmy, cocoa, Jimmy, give me high. Love me if you live enough, you can be my life. Your mom called her, told her you're fucking her big time, but I don't care, baby. I already lost my mind. It's already left for me in the club. It's not hard, I told her you're fucking up big time. Jimmy, Jimmy, cocoa, Jimmy, Jimmy, ride. Jimmy, Jimmy.
I just feel like putting those two parts together into one song is so unhinged, and I love it. I was not expecting anything that sounded remotely like that on this album, so the first time I heard it, it definitely caught me off guard. But I appreciate that she's switching it up. As much as I might kind of prefer the first half of that song, I appreciate that, I feel like we might get some sonic diversity on this album. I guess we'll see. Alright, let's get into Judah Smith Interlude. I love an interlude. That is a long-ass interlude. think we need to have a conversation about what an interlude means, Lana.
That's a heck of a life! You get to love your children in front of you. You get to love, you ever talk to somebody, I want a new life. I don't love my wife anymore. I don't love my kids anymore. I'm missing out on life. They're usually my age. So, as he works deep in your heart, as you call out to him,
The talking in the background.
Help me want what I got. Help me love what's in front of me. Help me want more of my wife. And I'm done. Psalms chapter 8. And do you know where I got this verse? This is going to sound crazy to you, but I'm going to tell you the absolute truth. It's going to make me sound so spiritual, so I'm looking forward to it. I woke up this morning and God said, check the Bible out. I don't know if it was God, but it felt like God. And I had the thought in my head, check the Bible out. I'm going to speak to you from the verse of the day. That means I don't have to go. I don't have to look anywhere. I just get the verse of the day. So I get to the verse of the day. Here's the verse of the day today in the Bible. When I look up and I see such wonder and workmanship above, I have to ask this question. I gotta ask this question. Compared to all this cosmic glory, why would you ever bother with puny, mortal man or be? Ooh, don't get me started. I can preach another hour on infatuated. Or be infatuated with Adam's God. You want to call
Is that a baby crying in the background? That's like my worst nightmare.
Elohim, and he'll hear you're the best artist ever.
Okay. Okay. I guess we went to church with Lana. Okay. Let's just say I think I would probably skip that if I was listening to the album all the way through, but it's fine. Let's move on to Candy Necklace.
White fire, cinnamon on my teeth, and I'm sitting at the stoplight, northern town. I feel lucky. I drive somewhere out of range, I don't know where. Rockefeller, my umbrella, God, I love you, baby. Storyteller, us forever is my favorite song. You've been acting pretty restless, dancing like the young and restless, and I'm obsessed with it. Candy necklaces.
First of all, I have no idea what this song is about. I'm trying to figure out what I'm obsessed with it. Candy necklaces, I'm obsessed with this. All those candy necklaces. I have no idea what the fuck that means. So, someone could explain that to me, that'd be great. There's something about this piano track that feels kind of unsettling, but like in a good way. I like it. I don't know why. It just has like kind of an eerie vibe to it, but I'm into it.
Sitting on the sofa feeling super suicidal. I hate to say the word, but baby, hand on the Bible, I do feel like it's you, the one who's bringing me down. Thought that we were cool and we were kicking it like Tribe Called Quest. You're the best, but baby,
Love the Tribe Called Quest reference.
Fortune teller, favorite ever, was the story of us. You've been acting pretty restless, dancing like the young and reckless, and I'm obsessed with this. Candy necklaces, acting like the young and restless, I'm obsessed
Oh
with
yeah, the way
this.
that she gets like slightly off time there.
His candy
It's eerie.
necklaces.
There's something going on with this song. Okay, yeah. It has a really cool vibe to it.
I'm obsessed with this. Candy necklaces.
Candy necklaces.
Candy necklaces. Candy necklaces.
Why do I feel like I'm being like hypnotized right now? I feel like I'm being taken into the Lana cult, and I'm fine with it. Yeah, I stand by the fact that that song feels a little bit creepy, and I'm not really sure why. It reminds me a little bit of jewelry box music, which isn't inherently creepy, but I don't know. There's just something about it that feels eerie, but I like it. It's like, I mean that as a compliment. Once again, I feel like her vocals are really shining on this album. I think that she sounds great so far. I love the surprise little Jon Batiste feature at the end there, which is fitting because the next track is Jon Batiste Interlude. So let's just get right into it. By the way, I have no idea what that song was about. I feel like I should just say that. I was trying to follow along with the lyrics. I have no idea what candy necklaces means, so feel free to explain that to me because I'm sure people are gonna figure it out before I do. Okay. You know what? These 4-minute interludes. I have feelings about this, but I'll let it play. Okay. I will say that I do like the instrumental on this one. I think it sounds cool. I must say, I went into that one a little bit annoyed because I didn't think that this album needed another 4-minute interlude. This album is super fucking long already. That's the last thing this album needs. I actually kind of liked that. Definitely not my favorite track on the album by any means. I feel like there's a decent chance that I still might skip it most of the time, but I did really like the instrumental there. It did feel a little more purposeful than the first interlude, so that is definitely my favorite of the two. Yeah, it's like, it's fine, it's whatever. I just feel like this album is so long that we don't really need this, but it sounded kind of cool, so I'm not too mad at it. Let's get into Kintsugi.
The body can't come back from. In 1 year we've learned the turn of the mouth. There for the one who's closest to me. But I can't say I run when things get hard. It's just that I don't trust myself with my heart. But I've had to let it break a little more. 'Cause they say that's what it's for. It's how the light gets in.
So I'm just reading. Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery by mending the areas of breakage with lacquer dusted or mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. As a philosophy, it treats breakage and repair as part of the history of an object rather than something to disguise. I think that that is a really, really beautiful concept for a song, and I think it works really well so far with the lyrics. Obviously, A lot of them are very sad, but this also feels very hopeful. But I can't say I'd run. I can't say I'd run when things get hard. It's just that I don't trust myself with my heart, but I've had to let it break a little more because they say that's what it's for. That's how the light shines in. That's how the light gets in. I think that that's a really, really beautiful sentiment. Feels very poetic. Oh, that's really pretty too.
So everyone was there, they were standing laughing, and I'm on the side with my tears streaming down. Something about the clutch of the wrist, he thought mine was his to cough into his mouth. And I just can't stop crying, 'cause all of the ways when you see someone dying, the sea of your gaze flash in front of you, and you think about who will be with you.
I feel like I'm gonna have to cry to this one later. Or maybe right now. We'll see how this goes.
Daddy, I miss them. I'm in the mountains. I'm probably running away from the feelings I get when I think all the things about them. They say that's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. I think by the 3rd of March I was cracked open. Finally the ground was cold, they wouldn't open. Brought by the sunlight of the spirit to pour into me. There's a name for it in Japanese, it's Kintsugi. Left to know songs that I sing. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. Daddy, I miss them. I'm in the mountains, probably running away on a meeting to say that there's nothing to do except know that this is how the light gets in. By cracking the light gets in. Folks on the night, I just hop like that's okay till the light gets in. That's how the light gets in.
Right off the bat, that's definitely my favorite so far. I feel like even if we include the singles, and it's funny that I say that because in the beginning, I can't remember if it was fully a cappella or if it was just minimal instrumentation, but I was like, I wonder what's gonna set this song apart from the others. I think that bringing the art of Kintsugi into this is such a beautiful, beautiful concept. I also feel like the lyrics so far, both in this song but also just on the album in general, feel a little bit more off the cuff. I'm not sure if that's the right way to put it, because the lyrics on the song are very, very beautiful and poetic. I'm not really sure how to say it. It just feels like there's like even less of a filter than usual. It feels like she's not trying to create like a commercial pop song. She's just writing in her diary, and she happens to be like the most beautiful poet of all time, and she's just like writing this and setting it to music. It feels less polished, but in a way that I think actually really enhances the music, and she's such a talented writer that it doesn't need to be polished. I thought that that was gorgeous. I love how hopeful it feels despite how sad it is. Man, yeah, I feel like there's like so many lyrics that I could point out here. I realized there's a certain point the body can't come back from. In 1 year, we've learned the turn of the mouth, the depth that the chest cavity takes. Chucky was there for 3 out of 3. I was there for the 3rd because I couldn't be there for the one who was closest to me. I just realized I didn't know what that meant at first. I'm assuming that's talking about like deaths in the family. That's a really... I feel like I don't have the words to say how much I love that song. I feel like that's going to end up being an all-time favorite of Lana's for me. So Perfect song. Love that one. Like, absolutely can't express how much I love that song. I'm really excited to listen to that over and over and cry to it later. I got very close. Okay, let's listen to what's next. Oh god, Fingertips.
When I look back, tracing fingertips over plastic bags, thinking I wish I could extrapolate some small intention, or maybe just get your attention for a minute.
Oh, those strings.
Will I die, or will I get to that 10-year mark where I beat the extinction of
That's like the easiest way to get me to like a song right away, is to have some cool strings.
Will you be there with me, father, sister, brother? Charlie, stop smoking. Caroline, will you be with me when you said that my mind, it's not fit, or so they said, to carry a child? I guess I'll be fine.
That is a really fucking sad lyric. Will the baby be alright? Will I have one of mine? Can I handle it even if I do? It's said that my mind is not fit, or so they said, to carry a child. I guess I'll be fine. That's really sad. That aside, one thing I've noticed on this album too is that there's a lot of talk about family, which I really appreciate. I know that there's a lot of music about family out there, but I feel like that's not a subject that's tackled a whole lot in pop music. So it actually, it feels kind of unique despite the fact that there is lots of music about family out there. So I am loving that angle to this album. I feel like that's something really different.
They say there's irony in the music, it's a tragedy. I see nothing Greek in it. Give me a mausoleum in Rhode Island with Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, and Dave, who hung himself real high in the national park sky. I'll give you a blanket, your spirit can sit and watch TV by my side. 'Cause baby, I ran through a time when I felt you were doing it. I couldn't handle it. I had to sing for the prince in 2 hours. Sat in the shower, gave myself 2 seconds to cry. It's a
Is this one gonna be the one that breaks me?
When I was 15, naked next door neighbors did a drive-by, pulled me up by my waist, long hair to the beachside. I wanted to go out like you, swim with the fishes that he caught on Rhode Island.
Give me a mausoleum in Rhode Island with Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, and Dave, who hung himself real high in the national park sky. It's a shame and I'm crying right now. I feel like the Give Me a Mausoleum in Rhode Island really reminds me of the Grants, talking about taking her memories of people with her when she dies. This kind of implying that she wants to be close to the people around her, even physically after they die. Verse 5, I couldn't handle it. I was in Monaco. I couldn't hear what they said on the telephone. I had to sing for the prince in 2 hours, sat in the shower, gave myself 2 seconds to cry. It's a shame that we die. Ouch.
Let it crash over me like the waves in the sea. Call me Aphrodite as they bow down to me. Go back to being the serene queen. I just needed 2 seconds to be me.
Okay, the last couple of songs have been putting me through the ringer emotionally. I don't even know where to start. Okay, I'm just gonna continue where I left off. When I was 15, naked next door neighbors did a drive-by, pulled me up by my waist, long hair to the beach side. I wanted to go out like, okay, I wanted to go out like you, swim with the fishes that he caught on Rhode Island beaches, but sometimes it's just not your time, like implying that she wanted to go. Remember what I said about these songs having less of a filter? What the fuck's wrong with your head to send me away, never to come back? Exotic places and people don't take the place of being your child. I'm assuming directed at her birth mom. I feel like everything that I said about the lyrics of the last song just apply here. The songwriting on this album is just absolutely insane. Yeah, it's like next level. Lana's always been a fantastic writer. I just feel like this is like a different style of writing that feels a lot more confessional, and I feel like that doesn't sound super accurate because she's always been very honest, I feel like, but this is just like a whole other level. Let's get into Paris, Texas. I'm assuming maybe inspired by the movie. That seems like the kind of thing Lana might be into. Okay, so we're in ballet class. Got it.
With a suitcase in my hand.
Ooh. Really pretty.
I had to leave. Knew they wouldn't understand.
Oh, I love the way that the piano matches up with the vocal melody there.
You know, when you know, you know. It's time to go.
Oh my god.
And I went to see.
The verse melodies are so beautiful.
Down in Florence, Alabama. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. It's time to go. When you know, you know that it's time to leave. And you're the only one left. Dancing while they're on the floor.
This one is just so pretty.
I flew back home. It seems everything the same. When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. Even when you're wrong.
Feel like that's another favorite. I don't know how I'm gonna pick favorite tracks at the end of this. Something about that just felt very enchanting. It felt like I wanted to like get up and start spinning around the room like I'm a little kid. Just really pretty. I keep saying that word, but I feel like that's the best way to describe the song. It's very pretty. I also felt like I was in ballet class the whole time, but I'm okay with that. I'm trying to figure this one out lyrically. When you know, it's time to go. And then she says, when you're home, you're home. When you're home, you're alone. When you're right, you're right. Even when you're wrong. So it seems like maybe she ended things with this guy because she felt like things weren't going well. And then she left. And then she came back home and then kind of realized that she didn't really miss him and realized she made the right decision. And when you know, you know. I'm assuming is my interpretation on first listen. Grandfather, please stand on the shoulders of my father while he's deep sea fishing. I feel like no matter what this song sounds like, it will never live up to the title.
I know they think that it took somebody else to make me beautiful. Beautiful as they intended me to be. Some big man behind the scenes, so I'm Frankenstein black dreams into my song, but they're wrong.
Love that verse.
God, if you're near me, send me 3 white butterflies.
drums.
But I have good intentions, even if I'm one of the last ones. If you don't believe me, my poetry and my melodies, feel it in your mind.
Gorgeous instrumental. The arrangements on this album are like absolutely heavenly. But I love how the first verse is kind of talking about the industry plan accusations. I hate saying that word. You know, the idea that Lana Del Rey is like a fabricated persona that was made by a bunch of guys in a boardroom and not her. And then she says, even if you don't believe me, my poetry or my melodies, feel it in your bones. I love how this song just kind of feels like a big fuck you to the critics. I love that for her.
Grandfather, please stand on the shoulders of my father while he's deep sea fishing for all the things he's wishing. God, if you're near me, send me 3 white butterflies or a map to know you're fishing. 3 white butterflies to know you're near.
Believe it or not, another favorite. I feel like this section of the album is just so incredibly excellent. This might sound weird, but there were parts of that song that reminded me a little bit of Ultraviolence. Not the whole thing, but there were parts of it. I feel like that might partially be because of the drums, which I feel like I haven't heard very many Lana songs that are driven by drums in a while, so that might be part of it. But I don't know, there's just something about the production that reminded me of Ultraviolence a little bit. I love the 3 white butterflies to know that you're near. You know what? I think it might have actually lived up to the title. I know I said it couldn't. I feel like it actually kind of did. Let's move on to Let the Light In.
Pick you up at home 2:45. Ask you if you want something to eat. Drive around, get drunk, do it over again. 'Cause every time you say you're gonna go, I just smile 'cause babe, I already know. You know I got nothing under this overcoat.
I think I love this album. I just want to say that this collaboration makes so much sense. I am mildly aware of Father John Misty's music. I know that they're friends. This just feels like such a perfect combination.
Got my dress on tight 'cause you know that I like shining in the light. There's so much writing on this life and how we write our love song. Turn your light on. Look at us, you and I, back at it again. 'Cause I love to love to love to love you. I hate to hate to hate to hate you. Put the Beatles on, light the candles, go back to bed. Your back door, yeah, 'cause I wanna come in. Ooh, take your
I love this song. Also love the guitar. Feel like the last one was really driven by the drums, this one's really driven by the guitar. As much as I love the piano ballads, I do like the switch up. I know I said that the last song reminded me a little bit of Ultraviolence, and this one actually reminds me quite a bit of Lust for Life. This kind of feels like a culmination of all of her different eras. It feels like there's like a little bit of something here and there for everyone, which I really appreciate. it's very cohesive, but it also feels like there's enough variety to keep it interesting, which I appreciate. One thing I was thinking about while I was listening to that song is that this feels very timeless. I feel like you could play this for me and tell me it was from like any decade and I would kind of believe you. This kind of sounds like the type of music that like my dad would be into from like the 70s. Not that I'm not into 70s music too, but this just feels right up his alley specifically. I feel like I could show this to him and he would love it. I feel like this is such like a universally lovable song. I don't know. Another favorite. I have to stop saying that, but it's true. I was really worried about this going in because obviously I trust Lana and I love her music, but as we've established on this channel before, I'm not super into long albums. I would much prefer albums to be on the shorter side than on the longer side. Usually when it's on the longer side, it means that there's quite a few skips. And I'm not super into the interludes, but other than that, I love every song so far. So let's get into Margaret featuring Bleachers. Oh man.
This is a simple song, gonna write it for a friend. My shirt is
Who let this song
inside
be
out.
so beautiful?
I'm
This
messy
shouldn't be
with
allowed.
the pen. He met Margaret on a rooftop. She was wearing white, and he was like, I might be in trouble. 'Cause baby, if your love is in trouble, baby, if your love is in trouble, baby, if your love is in trouble, kinda makes me laugh, running down that path when your good is cold. 'Cause when you know, you know.
The words all my friends, with their red flags, their white knives, their black eyes, and their blue eyes. If you're asking yourself, how do you know? And that's your answer. The answer is no.
First of all, I probably should have known that this was about Jack's girlfriend from the title, but I didn't, which is a little bit embarrassing. I feel like Jack is kind of imitating Lana's vocal delivery a little bit here, which is kind of funny to hear. I don't mind it. It's just, it feels a little bit different than how he usually sings, which I think is interesting. Yeah, I was a little bit concerned going into this one because I do like some of Bleachers' music, but I didn't know how I was going to feel about a Bleachers-Lana collaboration, which is funny because they literally have one already, but I wasn't super into their collaboration on Bleachers' latest album. So far really enjoying this one though, and I think that it's really cute that there's a song about Jack and his girlfriend on this album.
'Cause when you know, when you're old, like Hollywood and me, the diamond on your ring, the soul that you bring to the table, one that makes me say, in a minor key. 'Cause when you know, you know. Maybe tomorrow you'll know. Maybe tomorrow you'll know. Maybe tomorrow you'll know. I mean, join the party. By the way, the party's December 18. All right, let's waltz this out. 'Cause when you know, you know. In a minor key, diamond on your ring. 'Cause when you know, you know. When you know, you know.
I love those Jack Antonoff horns in the back. This does actually feel pretty Bleachers like. I love the When You Know, kind of being a callback to Paris, Texas. I also noticed that on the last track, Let the Light Shine In, obviously being a reference to Kintsugi. Sweet song. Not necessarily one of my favorites or anything, but I still really enjoyed it. Very sweet, very cute. Let's move on to Fishtail.
Don't you dare say that you'll braid my hair, babe, if you don't really care. You wanted me sadder, you wanted me sadder. Fishtail, what's the matter with it? Palm trees in black and white, I like to watch them sway. You're
She
so
said that line
funny,
before, palm trees in black and white.
Skinny dip inside your mind.
I can't remember on what song.
Lately I've been thinking about how things used to be. Swinging in a nightgown underneath the old oak tree. You wanted me sadder. You wanted me sadder. Can't you see it? For me, you are the one. If I'm not the one for you, don't just say it. Always on the stairs, Ella Fitzgerald in the air, feeling hella right. Palm trees in black and white, I see in technicolor. Maybe I'll take my glasses off so I stop painting red flags green. Lately I've been sunning in the LA riverbed.
So this is a very interesting switch up this far into the album. I'm feeling a little bit conflicted about it right now, so give me a few minutes to think about
You
it.
wanted me sadder. You wanted me sadder. You wanted me sadder. Baby, if you care, baby, don't you dare say that you really care. Don't you worry, sadder, that you'll break my hair when you get home tonight. If you don't really care, yeah, don't you dare say.
I hate to say this, but on first listen, I think that that's probably my least favorite. There are parts of it that I enjoy. I like the production switch. I like that it feels a little bit psychedelic. As for a positive, I will say that, like I said earlier, I was a little bit worried when I saw this track list because this album is really fucking long. Like I said, I think that the interludes could have been cut, but this far into the album, it still feels interesting. I still feel like I don't know what's coming next. It's still catching me off guard. So I do really appreciate that it's able to go on for this long and still have me on my toes. I think that that's great. As far as a first listen goes, though, that one just didn't really do it for me, but maybe I'll change my mind later. Let's get into Peppers.
Hands on your knees, I'm Angelina Jolie. Hands on your knees, Angelina Jolie. Let me put my hands on your knees. You can braid my hair. Do a fat crisscross in the back somewhere.
Me and my boyfriend listen to the Chili Peppers. We write hit songs without trying, like all the time, all the time. I'm in love, I'm in love.
Angelina Jolie. Hands on your knees, Angelina Jolie. Let me put my hands on your knees. You can braid my hair. Do a fat crisscross in the back somewhere. Hands on your knees, I'm Angelina Jolie.
My boyfriend tested positive for COVID. It don't matter, we've been kissing, so whatever he has, I have, I can't cry.
This is so unhinged.
Get onto the bike, take a minute for yourself, skinny dip in your mind, I'm in love.
I'm Angelina Jolie. Hands on your knees, Angelina Jolie. Let me put my hands on your knees. You can braid my hair. Do a fat.
Is this turning into surf rock? What is happening? Oh my god. This song is so unhinged. I love it. This album took a real turn at the end, didn't it? I love it. If you get it, you get it. I'm just thinking about a new fan, like someone who's never heard a Lana album before, starting with this album. I feel like this album is just so Lana that it would be overwhelming if you didn't know much of her music. I do feel like this album is a lot more adventurous than her other most recent ones, which I really appreciate. I like that she's taking all of these like strange risks. I think that that's really cool. I don't know if I would necessarily call that like one of my favorites, but I did really enjoy it. I feel like I'm gonna end up listening to that one a whole lot. Let's get into the final track, which is Taco Truck X VB. I've gotten a spoiler as to what this is. I know that there's like a Venice Bitch remix at the end, which I'm looking forward to see how it works. As much as I know what's coming, I'm excited to see how she pulls it off. Let's listen to Taco Truck.
Met my boyfriend down at the taco truck. Pass me my vape, I'm feeling sick, I need to take a bite. Imagine if we actually gave a fuck. I can be violent too. That's why they call me Lanita. When I get down, I'm bonita.
Okay.
Don't come find me in Reseda. I'll go crazy. Read my gold chain says Lanita. Spin it till you whip it into white cream, baby. Print it into black and white pages. Don't face me before you talk. Let me stop what you're saying. I know that you hate me.
Okay, so I feel like this is kind of transitioning, so I will just say, spin it till you whip it into white cream, baby. Printed into black and white pages. Don't faze me. Before you talk, let me stop what you're saying. I know that you hate me. I also feel like this album is just such a fuck you, I do what I want. And I love that for her. I feel like there's these little lyrics here and there that just, you know what? She's such a badass. I love her.
Shot, and then I was just able to go back to sleep for an hour and a half. So that rocked. Anyway, I had this dream where,
You heard my baby's back in town now. You should come over. We'll be hanging around now. You should come over. Back to the garden. We're getting high now because we're older. Oh God, miss you on my lips. It's me, a little Venice bitch. On the street with the neighborhood kids. Calling out, bang, bang, kiss, kiss. Calling out, bang, bang, kiss, kiss. Whoa, whatever. Everything, whatever. Whoa, whatever. Everything's whatever. Oh God, miss you on my lips. It's me, a little Venice bitch. On the street with the neighborhood kids. Calling out, bang, bang, kiss, kiss. If you and mine, get high. Jealous of your love. Drunk acid. If you and mine, never die. Jealous not to say. If you and mine,
Get high, drop acid, never die. Not tonight, Lake Placid. Somehow, that kind of worked. It reminds me a lot of A&W in the sense that it has more of a low-key beginning and then it transitions to something a lot more high energy. I think that it's actually nice to have that balance of having a song like that towards the beginning and a song like that towards the end. I also think that it kind of makes sense given how much, I don't want to say it's like a career retrospective because that sounds really dramatic, but I feel like there are a lot of callbacks to different eras in her career. So I feel like returning to a song like Venice Bitch actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so chaotic, but I actually quite enjoyed it. Okay, so that's the album. As far as favorite tracks go, I'm gonna say, oh man, I'm gonna say Kintsugi, Fingertips, and Paris, Texas. Those three in a row just absolutely killed me. I'm also gonna give an honorable mention to Grandfather Please Stand on the Shoulders of My Father While He's Deep Sea Fishing, Let the Light In, Candy Necklace. I feel like I have a lot of different favorites. Given how long of a track list this is, I actually feel like there's a remarkable lack of skips. I don't think that many people can pull off a 16-track album with this few skips for me, so props to her for that. Oh god, I just feel so like emotionally drained right now. It's such a long album and I feel like I just went through it. I don't know where this sits in my Lana ranking. I feel scared to say because when I first heard Blue Banisters, it was like at the bottom of my ranking and now it's one of my favorites. So I feel like it's going to change around. Right now I feel like it's like towards the middle / top. I don't know. I'm just so overwhelmed right now. I'm so excited to re-listen to this because I know that there's so many things I missed. I know that I missed out on so many lyrics. I already feel myself like watching this back and just cringing at myself because I probably missed out on so much, but I guess that's just what happens when I listen to Lana for the first time. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the album. Let me know what your favorite tracks are. Let me know where it sits in your Lana ranking. Let me know if I completely missed out on any song meanings because I feel like I probably did. That's all. I'm gonna go. It's very late right now and I have to get up very early tomorrow morning and I have a lot to do, so I'm just gonna go. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to sleep after that though. Again, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media. Whole album reaction is up uncut on Patreon. Have a great rest of your day / night / I don't know when I'm gonna post this. Goodbye.